Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to RAMBOMANIA. As you know, we're all busy shuffling around, getting the Rambo prequel fan film off the ground, up and running. And if you would like to be a part of it, please sign up over on the Pick Mick for the Rambo Prequel Campaign Facebook page. Link to that below in the description. Now, as you all know, the script's been assembling itself for quite some time, and it's a pretty intense 96-minute slated feature movie, with the script spanning across 46 scenes, all of them nostalgic, and I thought it would be pretty cool to read you the first few scenes from our fan film movie. So, I will read two scenes. Roughly the first 2.5 minutes of the movie, and it's a work in progress, so, yeah, so let's get to it. I hope you enjoy, and, with that, behold the Rambo prequel starring Stephen Chang, coming back to reprise his role as VC Commander, and Mickey Cardoni as John J. Rambo. Scene 1. House logos. 46 seconds in length. The theater in which we sit is consumed in darkness. The Master Shot Motion Pictures Inc. logo emerges from this darkness onto the screen, holds a bit, then fades to black. Red font emerges in its place, in association with, holds a beat, and fades away. We cannot see, but we can hear running steps, feet slapping hard off the dusty trail beyond our reach of sight. First quickly, then slowing, accompanied by hard breathing and the rustling of jungle foliage. With every step taken, the sound rises to pitch, birds and jungle sound throughout. The She-Dye Productions logo beams out of the dark, holds a beat, and fades. After a moment, the studio Redband logo appears and does the same, returning the audience into pitch blackness. The running comes to an abrupt stop. Hard breathing and snappings of branches fill the theater air. Scene 2. Introduction. Expendable. 1 minute 36 seconds in length. Exterior. Jungle. Sunrise. 1970. Camera position. Maintain on what John sees. POV shot. Fading from black. An extended left arm gripping a green and black compound bow pushes back branches, exposing in the distance below from this cliff face a small Vietcong hut. Some sort of outpost base of operations against opposing foreign aliens, as well as enemies domestic. The giant orange sun coming up over the horizon, perfectly aligned behind the hut, blurs our vision as John's right hand comes into contact with his face, then down into view. It is soaked with sweat. There is a shake, and the liquid is dispersed outward. The hand goes down further, reaching into the bulky lower knee pocket of his camel green pant leg, just below his trusty survival knife. He pulls out a green sweat-stained headband. Looking downward and kneeling, he places the compound bow on the ground. We can see his low-cut green tank top, his exposed skin cloaked in green and black striped camo paint, his mane dangling wet hair before him. He had worn bandanas like this in the past, as his teammates had done. Jokingly, it became a permanent pre-battle ritual when his colonel approved of it, saying that it was original. It was their way of disconnecting from the conspiracy theoric rumors that shrouded the identity of their former Green Berets. all except one of his brothers. He had dubbed them that since he had no real brothers, but agreed they earned this status, had died unfathomable deaths. And even though his last surviving brother at this very moment, was being shipped home, he couldn't help but feel like they would never reunite. Stateside, they had said. Stateside. He was the last, and he knew he too would die here. Just a matter of young or old. A piece of his life was taken, along with every one of his friends. Joining their ghosts, he would wear their symbol until there was nothing left to fight. They would not be forgotten as long as he kept breathing. They would not die for nothing if he finished what they had started together. One way or another, he knew he would win this war, even if he had to come back in 15 years and do it himself. He firmly grips both ends of the bandana and ties it across his forehead. As we gaze toward the bow, the shaky cam indicates that it is indeed being tied tight, with power, with purpose, and with a definite source of allegiance. A bond is formed psychologically. The enemy thought him dead in Saigon. He merely became invisible, dropping off radar, no communication with the U.S. Special Forces. His only trace, a pirate who he had traded the last of his money for the U.S. black market compound bow kit and camouflage makeup. For days on the lam, he'd been stealthing through compounds, blazing a trail of Armageddon with each passing. The right hand disappears, but quickly comes back holding a small black plastic box. The left hand assists in opening it. The contents reveal 3 empty slots where items should be. In the 4th slot, a military-issue explosive C4 tipped arrowhead. John, fuck, under his breath. From days of starving, in the heat, he had somehow forgotten that he only had one left. With a soft click, the left hand removes it from the box. Embedding it in his left fist, he almost wished for it to detonate, saving face for his soul, from his flesh taking more lives, committing more acts of horror, guilty, innocent. In his heart, it didn't matter anymore. It depended on the day. And today, the enemy wouldn't have it so lucky. For after all, today was about getting even. The right hand drops the plastic box to the dirt below, retreats from view, then comes back with a headless metallic hollow point, black matte finished nylon fletched arrow. John screws the arrowhead on with a zen-like attitude, for whatever he was about to disintegrate had not existed in his world anyway. The world of Zen, where nothing had existed, was the only solace from facing the fact that he was as deadly as the snake and just as reliable to kill without flaw. Doing what he did best in his Zen state was the only time where he hadn't truly hated himself. He had agreed with himself long before that. Hating himself after an act was done was suitable enough of a punishment for his actions at the time. In his mind, they were equal. He had no illusions about the score, even though his newfound belief told him just that. It was all an illusion. He was damaged in his experience. Why try and deny it? God wasn't going to listen anyhow. Not after what he'd done and helped to do. But he was the best, at what he did, even if he had to fight himself about it on a daily basis. Still knelt, he examines the arrow, left hand twisting. His right hand extends to the bow. As he grips it, a familiar music joins the pure sound of nature around us. John rises to his feet, resting the arrow in the quiver, aims up to the sun above the hut, and draws the pulley back. The sound is tantric. Cut to camera close up John's face, holding a beat, staring off into the sun, its beams reflecting off of his eyes. The war machine with the painted face takes aim. Green and black sweat beads off of his mustache as his bandana and hair wave in the wind. Concentrated, the music stops. Maintaining fallen angel poise, he releases the arrow, but does not blink. Fade to black. Whistling a single echoish scream, the arrow makes its way to its target. Upon contact, a massive explosion is heard, almost deafening. A title in red splats across the screen as the music kicks back in. Blood, the ghosts of war. In the darkness around us, as the title card holds a beat, flames shoot out towards us from its letters, then fades to black, leaving us behind bathed in sounds of terror. Like before, we can only hear and stare off into the dark. Wreckage churning, people screaming, some in surprise, many in dying, and others as they burn alive. So there you go. I hope you found it interesting. If you want to know more, please hit us up at the link below, and we'd love to know what you think. So, and all of your opinions, so please feel free to leave them in the comments, in the comment section below. So thank you for joining us down this long road that is RAMBOMania. We'd be nothing without you. Know you at home, you make all the difference. And thanks for watching. Happy holidays, everyone.